The deadline to prevent a government shutdown is Friday. Several Democrats say without a plan in place on DACA, they won't vote for a budget deal. CBS's Wendy Gillette explains the high stakes from New York.
Did you see what various senators in the room said about my comments? They weren't made.
President Trump is once again denying he used an expletive last week to describe Haiti, El Salvador, and African nations. He's also defending himself against charges of racism.
No, I'm not a racist. I am the least racist person you have ever interviewed. That I can tell you.
Those in the room during the immigration meeting in the Oval Office, where Mr. Trump allegedly made the comment, have differing accounts of what was said. But lawmakers from both parties are concerned the controversy could undermine bipartisan efforts to overhaul immigration policies.
It's unbecoming comments, and I hope that we can move beyond that. And I hope that what we see are Republicans and Democrats coming together not to fight politics, but to actually come up with a solution to address this challenge before us.
Several Democrats say without a plan in place on DACA to protect immigrants brought to the U.S. as minors, they won't vote for a budget deal. The deadline is Friday. That's when the government would run out of money to operate and could shut down.
I, for one, will not vote for government funding until we get a deal on DACA.
President Trump is blaming the other side of the aisle for the collapse of negotiations on immigration reform, tweeting DACA is probably dead because the Democrats don't really want it. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
A new CBS poll finds more than 3/4 of those surveyed say President Trump's alleged comment was inappropriate. Meanwhile, for nearly 40 minutes on Saturday, the Aloha State thought it was facing a ballistic missile threat. It turned out to be a false alarm, but one that left residents shaking in fear. CNN's John Lawrence reports.
Hawaii's emergency management agency says it's been getting angry calls and threats from people blowing off steam.
It's hard to stay calm when you don't know what's happening.
This after a false missile threat alert was sent out Saturday. For 38 minutes, residents and tourists in Hawaii say they were scared to death.
There were people crying. You could see people were really frightened. I sent a message to my grandkids at home, and it made me realize, my God, I could have never seen him again.
Immediately notified the hotel that I wanted to check out and head to the airport because I didn't want to stick around to see if this place is going to get blown up or not.
Officials say human error is to blame for the message being sent. President Trump addressed the situation Sunday night, calling it a state issue.
They took total responsibility, but we're going to get involved. Their attitude and what they want to do, I think it's terrific. They took responsibility. They made a mistake.
It's a mistake Hawaiian Governor David Ige doesn't want to repeat, saying in a statement, steps have already been taken by the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency to ensure that a situation of this type never happens again. The officer responsible for the warning being sent has been reassigned to a new post. State officials say they're reviewing the incident and have increased security to the alert system. But this error won't be forgotten anytime soon.
I was sick to my stomach for at least 2 hours afterwards. I was shaking, and it was scary, very scary.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Now back here in Montana, authorities have identified the Bridger woman who was killed in a head-on crash, marking the state's 4th fatal crash this year. 56-year-old Jody Schurz died in the crash on U.S. Highway 310 near Rockvale shortly after 4:30 a.m. Sunday. According to the Highway Patrol, a Toyota Tundra driven by a 35-year-old Bridger man drifted across the center line, striking a Ford Focus head-on. Schurz was in the Ford Focus along with another passenger, a 39-year-old Bridger man who was transported to St. Vincent Healthcare in Billings. The driver of the Toyota was also injured and was transported to the same hospital. All three were wearing their seatbelts. We're told it appears alcohol and drugs are suspected factors in the crash. A Miles City woman also lost her life over the weekend in a multiple vehicle crash east of Forsyth on Saturday. Montana Highway Patrol dispatch reported the 31-year-old woman was driving a Nissan Maxima westbound on Interstate 94 when another vehicle in front of her lost control and veered off the roadway and struck a guardrail. The woman slowed to avoid the vehicle and was rear-ended by a Jeep Grand Cherokee. The collision caused the woman, who was not wearing a seatbelt, to be ejected. affected. 2 passengers were also injured. The extent of their injuries and the woman's name were not available. Several schools in our area are canceling class and are planning a late start due to the weather. Colstrip Public School, St. Labray in Ashland, Wyola Schools, and Northern Cheyenne Tribal Schools have all canceled classes and activities for today. Classes are expected to resume on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the Pryor School District is planning a late start at 10 a.m. today. Buses in the Hardin School District will not run this morning, but classes are scheduled as normal. The nation is honoring the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today. Vice President Mike Pence laid a wreath at the memorial in Washington, D.C. on Sunday. All across the country, Americans will be honoring the civil rights leader today through parades, church services, and celebrations. Here in Billings, he was remembered at an interfaith service on Billings South Side. Not in our town Billings, annual MLK service was held at Wayman Chapel Sunday. The speakers reflected on the legacy of the civil rights movement and how it affects their community. The program emphasized how we can be upstanders, not just bystanders, when we witness injustice. A bell ringing ceremony will take place at MSUB at 9:50 this morning in the Peaks to Plains Park on campus. A march will be held at the Yellowstone County Courthouse lawn after 6 o'clock tonight and conclude at the Nova Center with a program. Turning now to health news, cold and flu season is hitting hard this year, and trying to find some relief may be a challenge, especially when it comes to finding the right medicine to treat your symptoms. CBS's Kenneth Craig spoke to doctors about what works and what doesn't.
Victoria Roldan is one of the millions of Americans this season packing doctors' offices in the throes of a nasty cold.
Sore throat, ear infection, as always, coughing.
Navigating how to treat the cold, cough, and flu can be overwhelming.
This is our busy season.
Dr. J.D. Zipkin at Go Health Urgent Care in New York City recommends starting with a base of ibuprofen or acetaminophen for aches and pains, often found in multi-symptom over-the-counter cold remedies.
They have a good mix of things, and they just do a shotgun approach to try to treat a whole lot of symptoms at once.
But he says the most effective nasal decongestants for anyone except children or older adults are behind the counter and contain pseudoephedrine. Steroid-based nasal sprays can loosen congestion. Sinus rinses like neti pots and saline sprays may also help. Dr. Zipkin says cough suppressants may lessen a nagging dry cough, but
one of the most common mistakes I see are patients who get the combination cough suppressants and expectorants, trying to turn off their cough and help their cough along at the same time. It doesn't really work.
And doctors say when it comes to herbal remedies and vitamin C, they may shorten symptoms slightly but aren't recommended. Victoria was diagnosed with a virus, so while cold medicines will help relieve her symptoms, she'll still have to ride out her cold for 7 to 10 days. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
Doctors also say children, pregnant or nursing women, and those with high blood pressure should be extra careful when shopping for cold and cough medicine. Before we take a break, countless children across Montana patiently await their forever homes. In this week's Awaiting Child, we introduce you to a 15-year-old girl who loves nothing more than to read, write, and learn.
Kira is 15. Her soft-spoken nature could be confused for shyness, but beneath that thin layer lies a bright intelligence, a quick wit, a deep curiosity, and a love of learning.
I like to read and sing, speak Spanish. I kind of like being able to speak a different language. I like to write, but it takes me forever to write stories.
Like many girls her age, Kira listens to pop.
Especially One Direction.
She's also quite the artist, but she also likes physical activities. She's learning to snowboard, and she's taking Taekwondo classes.
For me, it's more really exciting to get to black belt because you're a higher belt and you know a lot. And for me, it looks cool to be a black belt.
But there's something missing, a loving family in a forever home.
I want a mom and a dad. I just kind of need a female person to be able to talk to girl stuff about.
She's also hoping for a few step-siblings.
Kind of like having siblings because it keeps things more fun.
Eric Clements, MTN News, Hamilton.